Good evening, I'm William Pace. The idea of a national institution to represent the unified interests of U.S. business first took shape when President William Howard Taft, in a message to Congress on December 7, 1911, addressed the need for a central organization in touch with associations and Chamber of Commerce throughout the country and able to keep purely American interest in a closer touch with different phases of commercial affairs. On April 22, 1912, President Taft's vision became a reality when a group of 700 delegates from various commercial and trade organizations came together to create a unified body of business interests that today is the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. In 1925, construction on the Chamber headquarters was completed and the U.S. business community made it a rallying point for promoting and defending free enterprise and individual opportunity. Over 100 years later, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is the world's largest business federation, representing the interest of more than 3 million businesses of all sizes, sectors, and regions, as well as state and local chambers and industry association. My guest this evening is Mark Bronze, Director of the Huber Heights Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for being on the program tonight.
You're welcome, Will. Glad to be here.
Wonderful. I just think that in the days that we're living in, the times we're living in, I'm aware that many businesses are struggling for their existence, for survival. And one of the programs I heard about, you have a Fresh Start, New Start, Sure Start program.
Right.
And I wanted to hear more about that program because I think so many people want to be in business, but just don't have a way to another road. Coming to a Chamber of Commerce is the place to go.
Right, because we offer not only like a mentorship program, but the Sure Start Huber Heights. What that allows us to do is our property owners, along with some of our business people in town, if you're wanting to start a business but you're not so sure you can make it, that's what the Sure Start Huber Heights program is, because the property owners agree that they will allow you to come in and rent a storefront for a minimum of 3 months to 6 months. And that will be a reduction in rent.
So you get for those 3 to 6 months, you get a reduction.
Correct.
In rent.
And of course the hope is, you know, for the property owner, you know, the property owner will now have somebody in his empty storefront with the potential that as the 3 to 6 months begin to run, they may catch on and then hopefully rent it for years to come.
I like that idea, because every time I pass by a vacant storefront and I see, you know, it's just a waste. And, and having someone in there that can pay some rent,
yes,
I think that's just a win-win for everybody.
And for the most part, the Sure Start businesses that we currently have that started about 1.5 years ago, one of the property owners, which is really a neat thing is happening, he was about 80% empty. So today, right now today, if you drive through that shopping area, he's one short of being full.
Wow.
So things are starting to loosen up. A lot of people are beginning to invest money again. The banks are loosening up, and you know what? Things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
So to get those people to take that dive into business, if they're afraid, then Sure Start Heber Heights is a good way to start. You do have to have a modified business plan, which is a questionnaire that we give to them. And then, of course, I have a board of local business people, usually a banker and maybe an HR person. They review it with the business and they make recommendations. You know what, if they come in and they're going to make a certain project, a manufacturer, something, the guys on the Sure Start board, they'll say, well, you know, there are already 3 companies doing that. Maybe you ought to think about tweaking it this way, and it's very helpful for them, because they may not know all the businesses that are out there that are doing basically the same thing they are. So the Sure Start helps them make that determination to go forward.
Okay. I want to ask, are there any particular kinds of business you're looking for more so over another kind of business?
Restaurants are probably the low end. It is difficult for someone to open up a new restaurant. Banks are a little reluctant because you're really taking a chance. So we currently have a local brewer, Ale-Matic Artisan Ales. They are an early Sure Start program. They're doing very well. We have Immunographics, which is a print shop and does work on website, a barber shop. So there are those types that they just need just a little bit of a hand to help them. And the program is free. It doesn't cost you anything to apply. And you get a year of Chamber of Commerce benefits, which is a potential health care, workers' comp, prescription cards. So they get a year free from us to help them get started and really get up and rolling.
That is great. And when we come back from break, we're going to talk about some of the other services at the Heber Heights Chamber of Commerce. Stay with us.
You'll have the time of your life. I saw a man, he danced with his wife.
Hi, I'm William Pace. Thanks so much for tuning us in tonight. My guest is Mark Bruns from the Heber Heights Chamber of Commerce. And I wanted to ask you about the various kinds of businesses that make up like a shopping center. because I've seen some shopping centers that just cannot thrive. And but I think what's important in a shopping center is to have a variety of different kinds of businesses that can piggyback off of each other.
Right, and I'll give you an example. In Huber Heights, we have a what they call the Huber Center, which Chambersburg and Brant Pike. Huber Heights doesn't have a downtown like some of the older communities do, so we start out as a suburb. So in that area, for example, there's an Italian restaurant at one end. There's some Mexican food at the other end, and then you throw in a tax office. You throw in the artisan ales, the Ale-matic that I spoke of earlier. And what's nice is the Ale-matic guys, the young men there, they don't serve food because of regulations with manufacturing alcohol drinks and whatever. They can't serve food. So the collaboration with, you can go to Doroma and get your spaghetti dinner, and then you can take it down to Ale-matic and you can eat there, or vice versa with the Mexican cuisine, and then we have a Frickers is there also. So that mix, once you get there, you can walk to, that's right, and you don't have to get back in the car and drive down the street to get the food or stop and get one of the craft beers. So the planning of it with the property owners, it's a wonderful mixture. And it's sort of like a one-stop shop if you're hungry, or you can go get your taxes done.
Yeah, that's the whole idea, because people want to, you know, everybody's busy nowadays and they're working and have so many responsibilities that when you can go to one central place and get a number of things done, that's better. Also, I think too, it helps people to, it's good for business in the sense that each business owner can piggyback off of the other person. Right. That's what I like about it, you know, because it's pretty hard to be in a place where you're the only business, but when you have a number of businesses in one location, then everyone can sort of piggyback off of the other person. I want to talk about the many opportunities that you have at the Huber Heights Chamber of Commerce for net work?
Next year we have a chamber bowl. So as a member of the chamber, for example, for a mere $130, William, $130, you get a bowling lane, 6 bowlers, pizza, soft drinks, shoes, and then we have a silent auction there. Oh. It's a good time out. It's good for your employees. Let them have a night out. We play golf. We have a golf outing every year in September. So there are many opportunities to, again, if you want to call it networking or you want to call it marketing or rewarding your employees, it's a really good
all of
deal.
the above.
All the above.
All of the above. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show tonight, and we look forward to the future there at Huber Heights Chamber of Commerce. And I want to say to the viewers too, you know, they're located, tell them about the house that you're located in, which is extraordinary.
Right, we are located inside Thomas Cloud Memorial Park. It is a farmhouse. It was built back in 1936. The owner of that was one of the engineers that started out with Charles Kettering, and legend has it that Henry Ford spent the night there when he would come down here to meet with the newly formed Delco.
Wow, fascinating history.
Very.
Thanks so much for being on the show tonight.